This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening Update for Monday, June 15th. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair has announced a series of new taxes in his 2015-2016 budget. Among them, a new mobile airtime excise tax on cell phones that is expected to raise $32.7 million and a new excise tax on sweet drinks that is expected to rake in $10 million. Government also plans to reduce the number of items contained in its current basket of goods that is exempted from value-added tax. Exemptions on VAT is also to be removed from all betting and gaming services. Government has gone even further to introduce a new cess on milk and all milk substitutes. In the meantime, the controversial tipping fee remains in effect while the government proceeds with plans to introduce user fees in a number of areas, including daycare and immigration services. As a result of these measures, government net revenue gains are expected to be $200 million, and the finance minister also declared that his government's homegrown 19-month fiscal consolidation program had delivered sound results. He was also quick to point out that the Barbados dollar was under no threat.
The foreign exchange reserves have been restored and are stable at levels adequate to protect the fixed exchange rate. Indeed, sir. At the end of March 2015, reserves were 1,135,000,000, or 16.1 weeks of imports of goods and services, up from the 14.7 weeks of imports at the end of December 2014, and further up from the 12.5 weeks they had fallen to by the end of 2013.
And you can get more on the budget in tonight's e-paper on our website. That's www.barbadostoday.bb. In other news, veteran trade unionist Sir Roy Trotman says talks between the Barbados Workers' Union and the Barbados Light and Power Company have been put on hold, at least for the time being. Sir Roy made the disclosure following a meeting between the two sides this morning, chaired by Deputy Chief Labour Officer on the power company's retrenchment exercise. Sir Roy says while they have made some progress, there are still several issues the two sides are yet to agree on. A prominent social activist warns that the Anglican Church is in danger of becoming totally irrelevant unless it changes its approach to tackling societal problems. Speaking to reporters this morning, Rodney Grant also warned of the emergence of what he called New Age Christianity, which he said has no grounding in spirituality. He made the comments following the opening ceremony of the 15th Annual Career and Life Management Program hosted at the UWI Open Campus this morning.
We also have to be very careful of this new evangelistic, new age Christianity that is coming into the society that really has no grounding, in spirituality, that is just like a fad, another fad for people to just follow. I know the interesting thing to me is that when you go into most of these churches, there's no symbols of Christianity. There's no cross, there's no altar, there's just a man that is preaching his own philosophy of life. And we have to be able to rethink the church in a way that makes the church meaningful to this time and to this generation. We have to update spirituality, and it can't be the old same thing in the same old Anglican way for this new generation. I mean, and there's no way, and you're not talking about changing the philosophy. We're just talking about finding a different way to reach out to a new generation of people.
The Chief Executive Officer of the National Cultural Foundation is calling on more merchants and vendors to take advantage of the opportunities available during the Crop Over Festival. Krasken Brown made the call during the launch of this year's Crop Over City Fest and the ceremonial delivery of the last canes in the city this morning.
I want to send out a special plea to the merchants to really put on some big bargains for the public this year. I think that this is a great opportunity. I know during the festival that we hear prop over sales and prop over this and prop over that. Well, for City Fest, I think this is a golden opportunity for the merchants and vendors around to come on board and offer some massive sales on that day.
The demand for family planning services is on the increase in the country. That's according to the president of the association, Pastor Ruth Phillips, who revealed that last year alone over 55,000 family planning methods was distributed to residents. Speaking at a church service to mark the start of Family Planning Week, Pastor Phillips also revealed that educating the public on HIV/AIDS continues to be a priority for the organization.
Though no longer a death sentence, the stigma and discrimination associated with HIV makes ending the pandemic very urgent. We continue to prioritize testing for HIV and sexually transmitted infections, as contracting STIs are often at-risk factors for HIV infection. We are also making an impact on expectant mothers, as we are experiencing tremendous growth in demand for our pregnancy care services and for access to our low-cost family medicine services. We know that the quality of our services are resonating with Barbadians, as last year we delivered 55,153 services, which was a 17% increase over 2013. Eclipsing all prior recorded years.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To regional happenings now, teachers at a public school in Guyana are appealing for the government to intervene and make the institution safe from violent students' behavior. More in this Capital News report.
Following various incidents at the school involving teachers and students at the St. George's Secondary, recently some teachers are calling for the Ministry of Education to take direct action to ensure their safety from would-be abusive pupils. One teacher recalled a case where a student was sent to have a haircut and he refused. The teacher said following that incident, they are being threatened every day. Teachers said the Ministry of Education is aware of several incidents in the past, but they know of no action that has been taken so far.
It was this same child's mother that came in school with a rolling pin just a few months back to beat teachers. And nobody can tell the child nothing, and who can't do what and what can't they do. So this particular child believes that he has a right over all teachers and no teacher can talk to him.
Violence in schools is a headache for the Ministry of Education over the years, with several spectacles being covered media.
And finally, on the international scene, thousands of people living close to a volcano in Indonesia today fled their homes as it began erupting violently. Before 2010, the volcano had been dormant for more than 400 years, but started acting up earlier this month. At least 3,000 people living near its slopes have had to leave, including 1,200 today alone. Scientists are worried that the volcano may pose a big threat in the coming weeks. And on that note, we come to the end of our evening updates, but you can join us again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on iZoom Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 online TV as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. See you later.